Greetings, Questers. I'm No Limits, and today it's mental health time. Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii and Ryuga Gotoku 7 protagonist Kasuga Ichiban have both said that life is a role-playing game. In today's video, I want to share a few tactics that I use to help myself level up in everyday life. A quick note, I'm not a therapist, and what works for me might not work for you. If you're struggling to maintain your mental health, please seek the help of a trained medical professional. In Dragon Quest games, Yakuza games, and in our everyday lives, we all experience setbacks. There are a wealth of different things out there that can knock our confidence or make us feel bad about ourselves. When I first started therapy for depression and anxiety, my therapist, Gary, told me that our negative experiences, memories, and beliefs can take the form of a self-saboteur. The saboteur feeds on misery, sadness, and depression. In Rick Carson's seminal self-help book, Taming Your Gremlin, he refers to this self-saboteur as our gremlin, an inner force designed to keep us miserable and to get in our own way. Everyone has varying degrees of negative thoughts, and if you're like me and you overthink everything, I'm guessing your saboteur is pretty loud. In this video, I'm going to share some techniques I use to turn the dial down on my saboteur. So this is a very metaphorical idea. So before we start, it's a good idea to picture this nagging, self-destructive voice as being separate from you. Rick Carson says to draw your gremlin to make it look really silly and ridiculous. Gary, my therapist, told me to pick a silly looking object, like this frog. This is my saboteur. If you can picture it as being silly and laugh at it, it takes some power away from the negativity. I mean, look at this beast. We need to constantly challenge our saboteur. Let's look at it in terms of an RPG. If you want to even stand a chance against the boss, you must build enough experience and strength to challenge it. This is a process that takes time. Self-improvement is a constant process, and it doesn't just stop once you get to level 99. There'll be times when the negative thoughts are more powerful than others. Be kind to yourself and know that this isn't something you can instantly get used to overnight. Much like Erdrick needed his armor, sword, and shield to beat the Demon Lord, there are 3 techniques that we can use to challenge our saboteurs: observation, questioning, and gratitude. Before you can get to the stage where you can fight back, you must defend and observe your enemy. For a week or so, keep a record of all the negative thoughts that you have. Try to understand your saboteur and what sets them off. What kind of things is your saboteur telling you? Try not to dwell on these thoughts. I know it's easier said than done, but it's a process, remember. Simply write them down and move on. Eventually, you won't need to write them down. Keep a note of the time and place too. It may help you to figure out what triggers these thoughts. After a few weeks, once you have a better understanding of these thoughts, you can start to question them. Ask yourself why you would think such a thing. I guarantee that your answers will become more and more rational. The saboteur preys on our insecurities and deeply ingrained beliefs. These beliefs can fall apart pretty quickly under questioning. Don't worry, I'm going to give you an example a bit later on, but trust me on this one. Finally, being grateful for the things we have that are going well in our lives helps us shift our focus from the negative to the positive. You can be grateful for anything from family and friends to good food. You can even be grateful about your favorite games and anime. I'm grateful for green tea, for example. I'll give you an example of how I went through this process. Yesterday, I went for a walk with my parents. I fell over and hurt myself, putting some strain on my inner thigh. Now, a lot of you don't know this, but I have a muscle condition. Due to my muscular dystrophy, I found it painful to continue and went home. After an hour or 2 of lying in bed depressed, I decided to challenge my saboteur. Now, bear in mind that an hour or 2 is very quick. In the past, this would have taken me weeks or days. So as I say, it's a process. So here's a few of the things he was saying to me. "You're weak," he shrieked. So I asked him, "Why would you think that? Why would you think that?" He didn't really know why. So I thought it through. So I've got muscular dystrophy, I injure easily and I need to rest more, but I'm mentally strong. I've managed to cope for it for 30 years, for God's sake. It only took a hot shower, an hour or two of being upset, and I'm fine now. That's resilient. So having defeated that first thought, I moved on to the second thought. You're going to become agoraphobic, he hissed. So I asked him, why are you framing it like that? Why are you framing it like that? He didn't really have an answer. So I thought about it. I chose to go outside for a walk. That's not the action an agoraphobic person would take. And plus, it's okay to stay inside during a global pandemic. There's nothing wrong with not going outside as much. He moved on to his last resort. He was getting very desperate at this point. You're getting old, he barked. So I asked him again, why are you framing it like that? And I fell over. Why are you talking about me getting old? He didn't really have an answer. This kind of thing has happened for years, regardless of age. I remember it happening when I was like 15, 16, 17 years old. I'm only 30. I didn't break anything. I'm fine. I could go out again. I just got to rest a bit and I can go out for a walk again. Tomorrow even. It's raining today, so I'm going to give that a pass. So then I thought about the things I was thankful for. And there were so many. First of all, my parents for being supportive, concerned and caring. The fact that I'm healthy enough to be able to walk. And the fact that I'm making an effort to go outside during a tough time. I'm even grateful that I fell and hurt myself, since it made today's script very easy to write. It took me a long time to get to this level, but these tools really help ground me. Just remember the 3 golden items: observation, questioning, gratitude. Much like Erdrick's shield, sword, and armor. Don't rush these steps and be kind to yourself. You'll have bad days, and that's fine. It's okay to stumble on the way, like I did yesterday. Literally. Self-compassion and forgiveness are the best gifts you can give yourself at any point on your journey. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. For something a little more lighthearted, please come to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/NoLimitsQuesting. I'm cultivating a fun space for questers to relax and hang out as I play Dragon Quest games, and even just chat for a bit sometimes. I'm streaming every Monday and Wednesday between 2 to 6 PM, and I'd love for you to join me. Remember, questers, it's hard out there, but you've made it through many challenges, and I believe you can get through so many more. Thanks, and happy questing. And also, look forward to a review on Yakuza 7 that's going to come out before the game comes out in English. I'm playing it at the moment in Japanese for about 2 hours a day, recording all of my footage, and it's going to be a great review. Thank you, and happy questing.